of life, especially in this world where we have so much violence, so much destruction of our environment and animals going extinct and so on. Have you ever wondered if maybe the way we're viewing life and the meaning of life and how we should treat nature and animals is maybe wrong? I propose a new paradigm for our culture, one I call the vegan paradise paradigm. In this deeper view on life and how we relate to nature and animals, I propose that we see life as having value, if not from some godlike higher power, then through the fact that Mother Nature gives our lives meaning. When you look at almost all of religious beliefs throughout time, they all talk about life as being meaningful, and even animals' lives as being meaningful. Also, they basically posit, and when I say religion, I don't mean religion per se, but I mean all the true spiritual leaders throughout time. If you look at what they say, basically they say that our earth was designed to be a beautiful paradise, and that we were meant to live in harmony with the earth, with Mother Nature, and with all the living creatures on earth. So if that's true, and if there is some kind of higher intelligence behind nature, whether you want to call it God or the Tao or just simply, Mother Nature. Some physicists call it the source. Anyway, if you view there being some intelligence behind how things were designed, then you see that perhaps our food system was also intelligently designed, and that we don't have to kill things and hurt things in order to eat and to be healthy. So that's the basic theory. Now, to prove that, let's look at some real hard medical and scientific evidence. It turns out that people who are vegetarians and vegans are much healthier, all other things being equal, than people who eat meat and who consume other animal products like dairy and eggs and so on. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, kidney stones, gallstones, hypertension, obesity, all of these things and more are linked strongly to the meat and animal product diet. So there's strong evidence that our bodies and our plant food system were intelligently designed so that when we eat the plant food, our bodies actually thrive and are healthy that way. Also, if you look at environmental science, and that's really popular right now because of global warming, we see that we use 20 times the amount of fossil fuel to raise a calorie of animal product food than to raise a calorie of plant food. So, and also if we look at water and topsoil, how we use our rainforests, all of those natural resources get depleted at a much higher rate when we raise animals for food rather than when we grow food directly and eat it directly, plant food directly. So we really are, it seems that our environment was intelligently designed too, so that we would get a lot more food from the land and a lot better use of our resources if we eat plant food rather than animals. So these are some basic, this is some basic evidence that our Earth actually was intelligently designed, and that we were actually meant to be strict vegetarians. Now, vegans also, of course, believe that we shouldn't take any other living creature's life, whether it's people or animals. So we're also pacifists. And when you look at this from a moral and psychological perspective, it makes sense. Morally, we all know, and a lot of our morals come from deep within us, that we don't like to kill. We've outlawed murder and in almost every culture in the world, because we know that deep down inside. We don't want to kill. We love other living creatures, and I call that faunophilia. Of course, we haven't outlawed killing animals, but many cultures actually around the world and throughout time have done that. And it's something that the West has gotten away from in perhaps the past 10,000 years or so. I don't know exactly but the time frame, but many of us believe that at one time the whole world was vegan. We lived in harmony. All the animals and people lived in harmony with one another. And that somewhere along the way, particularly in the West, that desire, that faunophilia, that desire to live in harmony with animals was repressed. And if you look at different religious myths and legends, they all talk about this. Greek mythology, African legend, Taoism, they all talk about a time when we did live in harmony with animals and then got away from it. So also psychologically, it seems that when we participate in the killing of animals, or the killing of other people, it can really hurt our minds. That's why many Iraq war veterans are coming home with PTSD, and also perhaps why we have a lot of guilt and depression surrounding eating in our culture. There are also hormones that animals emit because they're under so much stress on these factory farms, modern factory farms, that could enter into our bodies and affect our psychology also, which is another scientific point that could be made in favor of being a strict vegetarian. So these are a few things that I've researched that make me believe that for many, many reasons, not just medical and scientific, including the environmental facts, but also for spiritual and moral reasons, it's much better for us to be vegan. I've written a book called Vegan Paradise, and if you'd like to look it up, it's online at Amazon, and it's available as a download from lulu.com. Thank you.